ladies and gentlemen. When I first started to meet people in the IARF, there was a name that was forever coming up in the conversation. It flowed easily and reverently from those who were quite clearly held in great respect themselves. That name was Richard Boakey. As a Unitarian, I knew Richard already, and indeed it was he who first encouraged me to get involved with the IARF. Since then, of course, I found out how much Richard has been involved over the years with the IARF. His involvement goes back to the summer of 1962. So that's 56 years. When, as a young minister, and you'll forgive me if I get the pronunciation wrong here, he met the Reverend Toribio Kimada, the founder of the UU Church in the Philippines. And then in Japan, he met Dr. Shinjiro Mioka, who was the principal of a Tokyo high school which trained many who became leaders in Japan. Richard describes them as two of the saintly people who changed his life and that of the IARF. In 1964, he joined the IARF Congress in The Hague, where he met Yope, his wife, and the mother of his daughters. And at that point, the IARF was called the International Association for Religious Christianity and for Liberal Christianity and Religious Freedom. Richard sought to change the name from Liberal Christianity to Liberal Religion. Alas, the Canadians did not like the word liberal because they thought it was political. So a compromise was adopted in 1969 as the Rishko Koskai and others joined the IARF, and that is its present name, the International Association for Religious Freedom. Few noticed that the name written in Japanese said International Association for Free Religion. From then on, Richard and the IARF have been more or less the same thing. He met everybody, he knew everybody, and everybody knew him. Well, things haven't changed much these days. A few more grey hairs, perhaps. And Yope is still telling him to slow down and leave it to the next generation. But Richard is still here, still involved, still encouraging people, and still reminding them of our proud history. Richard was instrumental in creating the Peace Commission. And I was talking to the Reverend Chris Hudson the other day about the Peace Commission, and he made me realise that it's Richard's enthusiasm, his energy, and his enduring optimism that keeps so many people going. Richard, it gives me great pleasure to give this lifetime's achievement towards you, because it has been a lifetime and you have achieved so much. I suspect that you're, like Yope, there's very little point in me telling you to slow down, but you've done your bit. But I know also that you're still so committed to the cause, and that will never change. So thank you once again for all your work, and may God go with you. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Richard Boakey.
I decided I would not give a long speech at this point, you will be glad to know. And I would mention just 3 things in my life very quickly, aside from the joy of family and kids. There they are. Over in the corner, they're my daughter and 2 of my grandchildren. My life has been very wonderful. I've been fortunate that when I got out of seminary, I went into the U.S. Air Force as a chaplain. Why? Because I learned how dangerous atomic weapons were. By the time I got out of the Air Force, I was a peacenik Unitarian and had to be retreaded at Harvard to be suitable for these folks. I did walk in marches. I was here in 1963 when a certain Martin Luther King said, "I have a dream today." You know, at first he had one of these ordinary written out speeches, and somebody yelled to him back, "Tell him about the dream, Martin." So he started saying, "I have a dream that my little children will grow up in a country." All these wonderful words. All these wonderful words. I am a dream today. This nation shall repent and live the meaning of its creed. These truths self-evident, that equal all our souls endowed with certain rights, life, liberty, and happiness, are goals that can be sight. A little version you can sing. One of the things I've enjoyed in my life is passing on some songs from different countries. One from that Toribio Cromata that I met in 1962, when he took his first airplane ride from Negros Occidental to Manila. And we stayed at the elegant YMCA and learned to love one another. Toribio had translated the entire Unitarian Universalist hymn book into Cebuano. I sent the tape of that information back to Dana McLean Greeley, who then raised the money for him to go to Silliman University and be graduated. These are things that happened, and I was fortunate to be part of them. I pray that your life may be filled with such opportunities, and you have the courage to have your dream and act on it. So may it be. Amen.